man's power lies in giving. He must learn to give as nature gives. Each half of a cycle eternally gives to the other half for re-giving. Nature forever unfolds into many for the purpose of refolding into one. Each individual must manifest this universal law. The desire of some so-called apron-string parents to run their children's lives for them, often claiming that they have sacrificed their very own lives for them, are taking from their children, not giving. They are taking away the initiative children need to complete their own cycles. They must live their own lives for themselves. Man must know the principle of creation, giving between each interchanging opposite half of each cycle for the purpose of repeating its giving. This is universal law, and each individual must manifest this law. Man will forever war with man until he learns to give his all with the full expectation of equal receiving, and never taking that which is not given as an earned reward for his giving. Words from God. All things are one, but made to appear as two extensions of the centered one. Know thou that the two extensions of my recorded thinking are divided by the one which centers the two, the one balancing the two, the one controlling the two. I, the one, am not divided into two as pairs of opposites of me. I divide the two extensions of my thinking, but I am not my thinking, nor am I two. When man thinketh man alone, denying me, then is man's image man's, not mine and man's, for the pattern of my balanced rhythmic images within man may not be seen in him, nor may the glory of my light be seen in him or known by him. When man thinketh me through knowing me, then he is patterned by my image, and I am he. When man thinketh me in him, then is man's balance absolute. When man so thinketh, then hath he all power that I, thy father, mother, thinker of creation, hath. Next chapter, the source of power. God, the Creator, is power. There is no other power. All energy lies within the stillness of the one magnetic light of God. God is mind, the intelligence of the universe. In God's mind is one ideal, which God knows as one whole ideal. In God's mind is desire to give creative expression to that one ideal by thinking it into parts. Desire in the light of mind is the power quality of mind. Desire is the soul of mind, the will of mind. All product of God or man is the result of desire of mind to create product. The power to create product is in mind. It is not in the product. Product has no power in itself to produce itself. This assumption that product has power within itself to produce itself is another of man's illusions, which have deceived the sense of man during these early days of his unfolding. It is as though the architect gave his cathedral the power of creating itself. The cathedral is an expression of desire of the architect to give form to the ideal of his knowing. The power to create the ideal is in the knowing. The ideal of the cathedral already exists. The eyes of the spirit can see its spiritual image as clearly as the eyes of the body can sense it in stone as product of his knowing. The expression of power to create the ideal as product lies in the electric action of thinking ideal at rest in the light of mind into the two lights of waves of motion which simulate that ideal. As servant of mind, electricity gives moving form to the ideal by performing the work necessary to produce it. The power to thus produce does not lie in electricity nor in motion. It lies in desire of mind only. Without that desire, creation could not be. Without desire of mind in man, his power to create could not be. Mind is light at rest. Desire of mind is expressed through waves of light in motion. The expression of power in waves is not power. All of the power of the ocean is in its stillness, whether expressed or not. Likewise, all of the power of light is in the stillness of its knowing, whether expressed by light waves or not. All expressions of energy spring from rest, seek a point of rest, and return to a condition of rest. The power of a moving lever is not in the lever, nor in its motion. It is in the stillness of its fulcrum, from which it borrows its ability to manifest the power of its fulcrum. God is the fulcrum of man and of the universe. Neither man nor any moving thing in the universe has power within himself to do anything. All power expressed by man must be extended directly from the Father in heaven to his Father-Mother lights of earths and heavens, which manifest him. The mechanical principle by means of which power is expressed by the Creator is in the light waves of two-way motion, which record his two-way thinking. Waves are two-way cycles which are divided equally to express the two desires of mind, to create form images of mind imagining, and to destroy those forms sequentially for reforming. Waves of motion spring from the stillness of the universal equilibrium. They are the universal heartbeat which manifest eternal life and power in God's stillness by eternal repetitions of simulated life and power as expressed in waves of motion. Waves of motion express the power of desire for unbalance and motion which is in light at rest, and they also express the opposite desire for balance and rest which is in motion. Desire in the one light of mind is positive. Its expression in the two lights of opposed motion is negative. Every expression of power in nature is negated by its opposite expression. The senses are limited to the perception of but one of these negations at a time, and then only a small fraction of whole cycles. If the senses could record the whole of each cycle both ways, they would record stillness, not motion, for every action would be voided by its oppositely flowing reaction. Now some words from God. For I have ordained that the Father-Mother of my image stage, its players and its motions, become an equal to extension retraction of my light. An equal to must be an equal to, for desire of each to outbalance each would upset my spatial stage, and all the Father-Mother offspring of my stage. Therefore I have set a measure in my high heavens to balance each with each, that each might have its all, but not one whit more, nor lose aught, nor gain one whit more. Wherefore I, the One, watch over all my creating pairs of Father-Mothered things with my two measuring eyes, to balance that which fathers my universe with that which mothers it. And as my sexed electric universe is two, so also must its watchful, measuring eyes be two, centered by another one, from which the two extend, and seem to move as that mirage expression of my thinking seems to move.